Welcome to Learning with UNP. In this session of Python for Data Science, we are going to understand about relational operators. That includes what is a relational operator and what are the types of relational operators. Let's first understand what is a relational operator. Relational operators are symbols used in programming or mathematics to compare the relationship between two values. Relational operators are also called as comparison operators. They determine whether one value is greater than, less than, equal to, or not equal to another value. These operators evaluate the comparison and return a Boolean value, which is either true or false. Relational operator is a programming language construct or operator that tests or defines some kind of relation between two entities. These include numerical equality and inequalities. Now, let us look at the pseudocode representation of it. Step 1. Choose the values or variables you want to compare. Means, first decide which values or variables you want to compare. This could be numbers, strings, or any data types. Step 2. Write an expression using a relational operator. Means write a statement using a relational operator like equals to, not equals to, greater than, less than, etc. to compare the chosen values or variables. Step 3. Ensure the expression evaluates to a Boolean value, true or false. Means make sure the statement you have written evaluates to either true or false. It's like asking Python a question and it answers with either yes, true, or no, false. Step 4. Optionally, store the result in a variable for future use. Means you can choose to store the true or false result of the comparison in a variable if you want to use it later in your code. Step 5. Execute the Python script to see the result of the comparison. Means run your Python script to see the outcome of the comparison. Python will evaluate the expression and provide the true or false result based on the comparison. Here is a table showing relational operators. Let's look at each operator, what it does, and each operator is used for. First one is greater than. Checks if one value is larger than another. This operator compares two values and returns true if the value on the left side is greater than the value on the right side. Otherwise, it returns false. Second one is less than. Checks if one value is smaller than another. It compares two values and returns true if the value on the left side is less than the value on the right side. Otherwise, it returns false. Third one is greater than or equal to. Checks if one value is larger than or equal to another. This operator checks if the value on the left side is either greater than or equal to the value on the right side. It returns true if the condition is met. Otherwise, it returns false. Fourth one is less than or equal to. Checks if one value is smaller than or equal to another. If it checks if the value on the left side is either less than or equal to value on right side. If the condition is true, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. Fifth comes equals to. Checks if two values are exactly the same. This operator compares two values to check if they are exactly the same. If they are same, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. The last one is not equal to. Checks if two values are not the same. It checks if two values are not same. If they are different, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. Here is an example. Here we are assigning value 365 to A and 32 to B. Here we are checking if A has larger value than B. So if A is greater than B, then it's true. Otherwise, it's false. Here we are again checking if A is smaller than B. If A is less than B, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. Here, it verifies if A and B are exactly the same. If A is equal to B, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. Here, it is checking if A and B are different. If A is not the same as B, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. Over here, it is checking if A is either greater than or equal to B. If A is greater than or equal to B, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. And here it is checking if A is either less than or equal to B. If A is less than or equal to B, it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. And here are the print statements of the outputs. Each operation simply answers a question, is this true? That given a condition, and gives either answer as true or false based on the given conditions. Let's execute this and check. Let's execute the print statements to get the output. So the first one is A is greater than B. True, because 365 is greater than 32. The second one is A is less than B. False, because 365 is not less than 32. Third one is A is equal to B. False, because 365 is not equal to 32. Fourth one is A is not equal to B. True. Yes, because 365 is not equal to 32. Next one is A is greater than or equal to B. True. Because 365 is greater than 32. Last one is A is less than or equal to false because 365 is not less than and not equal to 32. This is all about today's lecture. See you in the next lecture. Thank you.